Hey, this week's question's a fun one. Sanford Meisner used to say over and over and over and over, it takes 20 years to become an actor, right? You may have heard that. You may have read somewhere where Sandy said that. And Malcolm Gladwell's wonderful book, Outliers, talks about it takes 10,000 hours to master your craft, right? So 10,000 hours, 20 years, do the math, take your pick, whatever. Here's what Sandy really meant. Why Sandy said it takes 20 years, what he was talking about. Okay, I want to address this one because I was so devoted to Sandy and I took things a bit too literally for a longest time. When he said it takes 20 years, on my 20th year, I threw the biggest party. I invited everyone that had been part of my career. I hosted this big party and I just celebrated my 20 years. And I swear to God, I thought something was going to happen. I thought like the next morning I'd wake up and I don't know what, right? Nothing. And as the days and weeks passed, I remember giggling going, there's no difference between today and a year ago, honestly. But there is. You know, I do this one show. I've been touring it for a long time, over 20 plus years. People say, how in the hell do you do that? And I go, I'm a better actor than I was a year ago. I'm a better actor. Same as a teacher. I've been teaching for over 30 years. I'm a better teacher today than I've ever been. I better be, right? Yeah. So when Sandy says it takes 20 years, what he really meant by that was this takes time. And it takes some seasoning, and not just 20 years with a clock ticking and a calendar going loop-de-loop. It means working at your craft, making, not just waiting around for opportunities to come, but he's talking about working at your craft. He said that before television and film blew up and actors, by the gazillions were sitting in Hollywood at cafe houses bitching and moaning about their agents. They're not working. They're just trying to, get their career going, right? He's talking about a time when it was more of a purist, where people worked. They were constantly working at their craft. And he said it takes 20 years to become an actor then, right? So I say it all the time to our students in here, especially when I have older students. I'll teach that, and you'll see like a 40-year-old student in my class go, just like want to cry. What, I'll be 60? When I'll finally be an actor? No. First of all, let's be clear. When he first came up with that, he was talking to 18, 19-year-old kids at the neighborhood playhouse who had moved from all over the planet to study with him. And so he's talking to 18-year-olds. Remember when you were 18 and you told somebody you loved them? You meant it with all your heart and soul. I mean, as much as you could say it and feel it, you meant I love you. But it was quite different at 30, wasn't it? Right? As we mature and deepen our well, right? You ever write a love letter to somebody when you were 15, 16? Remember that? And then you'd read it like 6 months later. You're like, what dork wrote that? It's the same thing because we grow. So when he was talking to 18, 19-year-old kids and he'd say it takes 20 years, he was saying, look, you have just begun to grow into your artistic souls. And at age 30, you will have laughed more, you will have loved more, you will have hurt more, you will have everything more, and your well will be deeper, and you do act from who and what you are. And so the more life experiences, I get asked all the time, what do you think I should do? Should I go to college for this theater program, or should I go to LA, or what? And I go, look, you should do whatever you should follow your gut, okay? But my advice, if you're really asking for it, go to Europe. Travel the world for 2 years. Go break some hearts and go get your heart broken. Go do that for 2 years. Go live all over this planet and devour life and see it all. See as much as you can, the highest highs and the lowest lows. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to come back 2 years later, and I don't know of a college theater program that's going to give you what you got. Yes, you missed the craft part. You can get that. But you've just deepened your humanity and your sensitivity and your creativity and your artistic soul like on steroids. So. It doesn't take 20 years to start doing good work. Hell, the other night in my studio, I'm in my studio shooting right now, so I'm looking out at all these empty seats that are filled with our students during the week, right? And the other night in here, I had a third session class go to work, and they're working on scenes. And this one couple did his final work. I said to him, I go, that would be considered good acting anywhere on this planet. That was rock solid, beautiful example of the technique done well. Moment to unanticipated moment, very connected, very human, no acting. It's a lot of technical stuff I don't want to talk about right now that they did incredibly well. Technical stuff in terms of script analysis and working on character, just, more of what the Meisner technique is about as well. And I said to him, so when Sandy says it takes 20 years to become an actor, you just did beautiful work and you're in your third session of the training. How's that make sense? Because I'm going to tell you, the work you did today, you'll almost giggle at in a year from now. You'll look back and go, it was good for then, but holy hell, I'm here now. And that's not, there's no ego talking. This is craft. And in 5 years and in 10. And so and it has to make sense. If you or someone has become a master, elite in their profession, a mechanic, a chef, a hairstylist, a financial planner, boat captain, whatever it is, I guarantee you that 20 years into this thing, they're just liberated. It's this other level. So that's what Sandy meant when he says it takes 20 years to become an actor. It doesn't take 20 years to start doing good work. It doesn't take 20 years to start booking jobs. Of course not. It doesn't take 20 years, like I said, to do really beautiful, wonderful work. It's just the difference in 20 years and the freedom and the seasoning and how quickly you can just fall into things. Before it took days and then hours and then, honestly, minutes. And now it's just a whole other level of just being able to fall into these worlds because you are so seasoned. So when he said it took 20 years to become an actor, he was talking about the type of acting and actors he was interested in. This very, very elite level of truth and believability. That's what it meant. Okay? Hope that helps. All right. See you soon. Keep the questions coming. They're fun.